Emily Sauber.
And I'm Mallory Duncan. Welcome to this week's edition of the Butler Beat.
Today's stories include Clue's seat enhancements, the Freshly Brewed concert, and an Earth Week recap. But first, we'll talk about the controversial event that took place on campus.
You may have overheard people talking about the Eliza Quincy protest or have seen hashtag #StandWithEliza on social media. Bryn helps us understand why students were protesting and what the school has to say about it.
It seemed like overnight people were talking about the Eliza Quincy articles posted on thoughtcatalog.com. Students quickly became aware that Eliza Quincy was a pseudonym name for a fellow female student who was allegedly raped. These emotionally charged articles claim Butler swept this case under the rug. People were outraged with claims stating Eliza's rapist walks free and put together a protest aiming to change rape culture and sexual assault policies on campus. Through word of mouth and social media, the protest grabbed the attention of students, faculty, and staff.
The number one thing I want to see is for rape survivors to stop being re-victimized.
Chants, posters, and flyers listing demands overwhelmed Star Fountain.
There are no sides here as it relates to trying to make the university environment a safe environment. Everyone stands for that.
Students say they just want change.
I just care that the survivor gets the help they need and that it's taken seriously, that it's not swept under the rug.
Just talk with administration. We need them to listen.
The administration wants students to know their voices have been heard.
Student voices are always heard here, and it's our job to make sure, hopefully in the end, that they feel that that's the case, and if not, we keep working hard at it in order to make sure that they do.
President James Danko sent an email to the Butler community regarding sexual assault policies and potential change for the future. Students hope that the protest and momentum to move forward will continue on both their end and the administration's.
So I think that if the momentum keeps going and we have external forces pushing even tighter on the university, that we will affect change.
Danko, we want change!
For the Butler Beat, I'm Bryn Erdy.
The protest wasn't the only big event that happened on Butler's campus last week. Butler's sustainability class is working to raise recycling awareness across campus. Last week, the biology class hosted a special event in honor of Earth Week. Sophie McAnone has the story.
The students of Biology 407 are leading by example while stressing recycling awareness. Garbage trucks dumped 1,600 pounds of garbage from Atherton and Ross on the West Mall last Thursday. The sustainability class sifted through the waste and separated the recyclables. Plastic bottles, styrofoam, and biohazardous bathroom waste were found within the white trash bags. Sustainability coordinator Mackenzie Beveridge thinks the experiment will really raise recycling awareness.
Just be more aware of what is and isn't recyclable, and one other thing that we plan to do with the information that we're gathering from this trash audit is to understand what people are throwing away and where they're throwing them away and provide more opportunities for them to recycle those things.
The students placed the recyclables in containers and then weighed them in order to keep track of their findings. Once the information was recorded, the students dumped the waste back into the truck. Sustainability student Tiara Patterson thinks this serves as more than just an experiment, but a lesson for the students.
Basically to learn habits of consumption and learn that almost everything can be recycled or reused in some form or fashion. The students plan on using this information to post posters all across campus to inform students of how much they're wasting. So after seeing all this, students should rethink how much they throw that Aquafina bottle in the garbage before recycling it. For the Butler Beat, I'm Sophie McAnone.
Earth Week is an important week for Butler's campus. Tom Budnick looks at another one of the week's events.
Members of a senior environmental class put together a trivia night as an event last Wednesday for Earth Week. The night started off with student speakers that gave their part of the story. Then it led into different rounds of trivia. Aaron Harrison helped put on the night and explains why they did this.
The point was to sort of give the campus community insight into climate change from sort of a kind of unique entertainment perspective. It also offers students the opportunity to think about what they can do specifically, because we as individuals have the opportunity to make a difference in this issue, even though it's so large.
Jim Poyser was the main host for the night. He randomly selected students to compete against each other for prizes.
Many students saw the trivia as a fun way to learn about some of the things that are represented during Earth Week.
The questions all involve the environment and its impact. Joshua Gall attended the evening.
It's hard to keep the college students' attention, so when you kind of keep it interactive, fun, exciting, different, you don't really know what you're going to get, you don't really know what you're going to learn, but there's always a better chance of learning.
Students won prizes from Luna Music. For the Butler Beat, I'm Tom Budnick.
Freshly Brewed is back with another spring concert. Sam DeCline has the story.
Once again, the women of Freshly Brewed returned for a big show. On April 18th, Freshly Brewed held their yearly spring concert. The a cappella group sang hits ranging from songs by the Zac Brown Band to the Backstreet Boys to Kanye West. For the singers, the show also brought a pleasant surprise.
It was really fun. I know we were all overwhelmed because it was Good Friday, so we thought that, there might not be that many people here, but it was just so much fun. I mean, you could probably see we were having a blast up there.
Freshly Brewed performed in front of a crowded Riley Room on a holiday weekend. Soul to Soul from Miami University in Ohio opened for Freshly Brewed. With graduation approaching, the underclassmen thought they would do something nice for the departing seniors. The 3 graduating seniors were given something to remember their time in the group. Freshly Brewed has been preparing all semester for the spring concert.
This was probably the most fun concert I've ever had with Freshly Brewed. It's only been my second, but it honestly was absolutely amazing. I know for this one we really tried to add a lot of energy, and we've been working so hard.
The concert ended with the hit song Happy by Pharrell. For the Butler Beat, I'm Sam DeCline.
While many Butler students were outdoors enjoying the weather, others were inside experiencing some new additions at Clues. Clues Memorial Hall is introducing a new type of seating this month. Elise Giacobbe has the story.
Clues Memorial Hall on Butler University's campus now has enhanced seating available. This system is known as Audio Sensory Enhanced Seating. This is a first-of-its-kind technology that converts audio into vibration for the hearing impaired. The idea came from Clues Memorial Hall Director of Marketing, Joshua Lingenfelter.
We were made aware of a grant from the Broadway League that was available to us so we could actually start moving the process forward. The whole process has taken quite a bit of time. The product itself's been around for, since 1999. So it just hasn't been used in this format before. This is the first time that it's really being used in sort of a live theatrical setting, designed not specifically for just the vibration, but designed to be an augmentation of the experience for those who are deaf and hearing impaired.
8 units were installed, first being used for the performance of Blue Man Group this month. The addition to Clues Hall is said to benefit the community.
I don't know that there's a benefit towards Clues in the future so much as there's a benefit towards the patrons and towards the general audience. And I think also that the general public can get kind of a change in experience with these two. So
the Butler community is also excited for people to be able to come out to Clues for performances.
They just offer a better opportunity for the hearing impaired to see and enjoy more of our shows and just provide entertainment for a wider group of people.
The systems will continue to be tested during live performances to get the experience just right. I'm Elise Giacobbe for the Butler Beat.
The end of the semester is approaching, and classes at Butler are kicking into high gear. Joe Boozell takes a look at the various academic departments on campus and what they face for the rest of the year.
Papers, projects, and more papers. That, of course, is the reality for College of Communication students as the end of the year approaches.
In the College of Communication, we probably have the most projects and presentations compared to any other business or any other college at Butler. We do a lot of real-world things, and I think that makes our college unique and a little more difficult.
What is a popular study spot for College of Communication students, you ask? Look no further than Fairbanks.
Students in the College of Communication will be spending plenty of time in Fairbanks this week to complete various tests, quizzes, papers, and presentations professors have assigned.
Different majors on campus require different things at the end of each semester. Common study spots such as Starbucks and the Irwin Library are generally filled with students of all majors, especially nearing finals week. Students you see on campus may have different stress levels depending on what they are studying and what their workload is like right now. The pharmacy building, for instance, is actually relatively empty at the moment. Don't expect that to be the case come finals week. Like pharmacy, the College of Business uses tests as the main source of evaluation at the end of each semester. Sophomore John Beckman is bracing for the academic storm he will face in the next couple of weeks.
The next few weeks I have 2 tests, one for legal environment and one for macroeconomics. Other than that, my GHS, I had a 5-minute presentation earlier this week. And for our RB, we finished our practicum already, so it's kind of smooth sailing from there out. So really I just kind of have to focus all my attention on my next 2 finals and just kind of finish the semester strong, I guess.
Regardless of your major, some students find it most important to enjoy the beautiful campus and get some exercise outdoors, even during these stressful times. For the Butler Beat, I'm Joe Buzel.
While the semester is finishing up for students, one professor has finished a semester for the last time. Robert Grucheski is retiring after 41 years as Butler's director of bands. Grucheski has been at Butler while Lilly Hall grew and housed many art students. He watched and nurtured the band program from behind the podium at Clues Memorial Hall and on the marching band field. But what he says he will miss the most are his students. Grucheski says some of his students are his best friends, and they were the best part of his job.
The end of the school year does not only mean saying goodbye to Dr. Grucheski, but to some of our fellow graduating Bulldogs. The commencement ceremony this May will be held in the Butler Bowl instead of Hinkle Fieldhouse. However, even if it ends up being a beautiful day, the change doesn't come without issues. Jeff Stunick took a closer look at the change from the hardwoods to the gridiron graduation.
Hinkle Fieldhouse is home to basketball games, keynote speeches, and the annual commencement ceremony. Except this year, with graduation only a few weeks away, the doors are locked because Hinkle is closed to the public. Why? Because the historic landmark is being renovated, both inside and out. So this year, commencement will be next door at the Butler Bowl, outside and under the shadow of Hinkle. However, students have a few issues with the venue change. First, less seating than Hinkle means fewer tickets per graduate for family and friends. Senior Eleanor Yarnell says both her roommates' parents are divorced, so they don't have enough tickets, but she lucked out.
For me, it's enough, but I mean, if I wanted to invite, it's just perfect for me, for my parents and my brothers and my grandma. But if you have grandparents or both grandparents, I mean, it's just, you don't know what to do. Everyone's scrounging for them. It really sucks.
The other issue is the possibility of bad weather. With the way the sky has looked these past few months, a chance of rain is more likely than usual.
To the ceremony, who's speaking, the procession, to what happens afterwards. We're going to take care of everything. The one thing that we can't take care of is the weather, okay? But we'll be prepared for every scenario and every situation.
The university's plan is to move the ceremony to Clues Memorial Hall if the weather is foul. But that's not a perfect solution either. If it's in Clues, the graduating class will be split in 2 to accommodate the students and their families in a smaller venue. Johnson says the university will announce if commencement will be moved to Clues as early as Friday night, but no later than Saturday morning. Those students will be seated on the 50-yard line instead of half court. The diploma isn't changing, so students will still graduate as a Butler Bulldog. For the Butler Beat, I'm Jeff Stonick.
There's something besides graduation on the minds of seniors. Murray J. Conduffy has a story on how some Butler seniors are faring as they search and apply for jobs.
After graduation, working in the real world begins.
I have secured a job at the News-Gazette in Champaign, Illinois, and I'll be working on their sports copy desk.
Most Butler graduates have luck finding jobs. Last year, 91% of Butler grads went straight into a job, graduate school, or gap year program after graduation. The College of Business had the highest placement rate at 98%. Butler's Office of Internship and Career Services is a resource for resume and cover letter creation, networking, and job application assistance.
My favorite resource is definitely the networking with my professors, because they have the knowledge and the insight and the connections with people inside the company to kind of help you get your foot in the door.
Butler's networking website, Blue, is free for students to use, as is the popular networking site LinkedIn.
work hard on it and don't wait till the last minute. Yeah, that's pretty straightforward advice.
For the Butler Beat, I'm Marie J. Conduffy. With summer quickly approaching, students are shedding the winter layers and hopefully a few pounds. Hannah Somerville with the details.
As the grass gets greener and trees start to bud, students begin to spend more time at the gym getting ready for the summer months. Luckily, the HRC is offering an affordable personal training option that will help students stay motivated and reach their fitness goals. Junior Monica Johnson says she can always find an excuse not to go to the gym, and this program helps keep her on track.
I love the personal trainers at Butler's HRC because it's inexpensive, it's a good reason to come to the gym, and they're students, so they make it relatable when you come here.
Students can access information about the personal training by browsing the HRC website. Frequently asked questions, rates and fees, and even videos explaining what a personal trainer can do for you are posted online. Track runner Bria Booker has a personal trainer during her off season and couldn't imagine staying in shape without
Yeah,
them.
they're definitely worth the money. Sometimes I feel like they're giving me a better workout than my own coach does, and she's getting paid probably 10 times more than them. I feel like they go through like the structured class, like make sure they like are on point and know what they're talking about, know what they're doing. Even though they are students, I feel like I would never know that unless I like didn't personally know that they were students without being told that. So I definitely feel like whatever class they go through is definitely worth it, and it's definitely worth the money, and it's probably cheaper than I would ever get a better trainer anywhere else. So it's definitely a very good thing to be a Butler student and have a Butler student helping me out throughout the season.
Besides it being cost efficient, a personal trainer is super easy to get. All you have to do is get a fitness assessment and fill out a form like this. Students can try out different personal trainers in order to find one to meet their personal fitness goals. Each fall, trainers take in-house tests in order to be recertified. For the Butler Beat, I'm Hannah Somerville.
This being our last show, we decided to look back at what a good year some of our Butler students have had. Millie Sauber shares their favorite moments with you.
Summer is almost here, and with the impending doom that is finals, we decided to shift our focus. This week, we went around asking students what their favorite memories at Butler were. For some students, it was the ability to create new things and put some art in the world.
Robert Gale's campaign video was a really cool experience because I basically made the whole thing, and then after putting that much time into it, to reveal it to everyone.
I'm not going to speak on behalf of you, but at least my favorite part was the Tim and Josh show that we created for our independent study with Professor Taylor, which we just finished up today.
It's up on YouTube. We just put our last segment up, and you don't have to, speaking for yourself, speak for me too. Favorite.
For some, it was helping others.
I really enjoyed getting involved in my service fraternity, Alpha Phi Omega. I've met some really cool people doing it, and giving back to the community in Butler has been awesome.
When I helped out for the Scholars for the Advancement of Business Leadership, when we have our Butler Business Days every year for potential incoming business students.
Favorite memory this year at Butler was being able to help out at ISBVI through DG.
Favorite memory at Butler would have to be during student orientation week. I was a student orientation guide, and welcoming all new freshmen was probably one of the best experiences I've had.
Regardless, it was a year full of laughs. As for me, would it be a long shot to say my favorite memory was JR 313? Possibly. For the Butler Beat, I'm Millie Sauber. Well, that's it for this year's Butler Beat. I'm Millie Sauber.
And I'm Mallory Duncan. Have a stress-free finals week, and we'll see you next semester.